is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. There has been a break in the case of a missing 4-year-old girl in Miami. She went missing late last year. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench has all the details.
There has been a development in the case of a missing 4-year-old Miami girl. Miami police say they have spoken with a woman claiming to be the grandmother of Carolina Rodriguez Vizcarra, and she says the child is actually with her and is safe. But police have not verified that, and they have a lot of questions. They say the child should have been in DCF custody and not with the mother, who was arrested back in 2021.
If you remember a couple of years back, this is the same mother that gave her child to a stranger, which happened to be an off-duty officer. Thank God that it was an off-duty officer, but what if it was somebody else? She just went to the hospital, gave this baby to a stranger, and took off. We don't want that to happen again. We're here. DCF is willing to take the child. It's a beautiful young little girl, and we want her to be safe.
We will have the latest on this story coming up at 5. In Miami, Peter Dench, CBS News Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside at beautiful Miami, we are feeling a breeze that's bringing with it some passing showers over Broward right now. And we've got action in the tropics. Next weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler tracking it all. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Naja. Yep, not a bad day today. Those winds gusting just over 20 miles per hour, and that breeze is going to back off as we head into tomorrow. We are going to see slightly higher chances to pick up some showers. There are some showers right now coming through the area, and most of them are going to be sea breeze driven, so moving from the coastal areas in the morning into the interior and the west side of the state in the afternoon. And temperatures will stay in the 90s. Chance for rain this weekend. Well, it's going to up just slightly, but this is going to be more typical of the rainy season. So at this point, a few showers up here in Broward County, just starting to get going here, right along the border. Coral Springs picking up some light rain. Most of this is going to head over the interior, and they're moving quickly because this flow is a strong flow coming out of the east-northeast. Temperature now is 91 degrees. We have made it up to 92 so far today, so that's going to be our high. And down in the Keys, we've got temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees. So overall, not a bad day. These temperatures are normal for this time of August, but because we have some moisture at the surface, 102 right now is what it feels like out there, so that is adding to the feel of the atmosphere. Let's put this into motion for you. Those little showers continue to move to the southwest this afternoon. By 10 o'clock tonight, we're looking at maybe a spotty shower here and there, but nothing big. We picked up one of those last night in the evening. Same thing again tonight. Tomorrow, by the afternoon, 2 o'clock, now you start to see a few showers popping up. They are again going to make their way to the west, a little bit slower this time because that flow is going to start to weaken. We don't have the tight pressure gradient. That is going to weaken as well. So that's therefore with the speed of these showers and storms move will slow down just a little bit, and into the weekend our rain chances will be up just a bit too. So rip current risk high until we get into this evening. Through this evening, if you're going to be out at the beach, rain chances will be going up as we head into the weekend, and by Monday we'll go back to 50% chance. Tracking the tropics right now, we still have Franklin out here moving across the Dominican Republic right now, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Nothing is threatening South Florida. Temperatures will stay in the 90s with a chance for showers each day.
A man accused of a disturbing crime in Fort Lauderdale is now behind bars. 24-year-old Leuven Skayasima was arrested. He is charged with kidnapping, carjacking, and sexual assault. He was also in violation of his probation. Police say he forced a man and a woman into a car at gunpoint and drove off. The male victim bailed out of the driver's seat while the car was moving. The woman was still inside with the gunman. They drove around for about 2 hours. During that time, police say he tried to get money out from the female victim's account.
All I can say is it was exhaustive investigative means. We can't really go into the details of how we identified him, but it was through investigative technology.
There was a second carjacking a week later. Police checked to see if they were connected, but Asima was already in jail when that happened. A Miami Beach police officer found himself on the wrong side of the law. 55-year-old Frank Celestri is being held on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Police say it's following a road rage incident. According to Miami Beach police, it happened back in May in Broward County. He has since been relieved of duty. It is almost time for voters to decide. The Republican presidential hopefuls are set for their first debate. 8 Republicans are scheduled to take the stage tonight in Wisconsin. One person we know won't be there is GOP frontrunner and former President Donald Trump. CBS News Miami's Robert Acosta has the latest.
The final touches are being put in place, and the Republican presidential candidates are getting ready for tonight's debate.
Let's go! Thank you, my man.
Holding prep sessions with advisors and rallying their supporters.
USA! All right. USA, brother.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, running second in the polls but hoping to close the gap with Trump, has taken aim at the frontrunner for being a no-show.
Everybody should debate. Everybody has a responsibility to earn people's votes.
But tonight might not be all about the former president and his 4 criminal indictments. A CBS News poll shows Republican voters want candidates to make the case for themselves instead of against Trump. And the top issues they want to hear about are plans to address inflation, violent crime, and illegal immigration. Still, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie believes you have to go through Trump if you want to be the nominee, and has slammed Trump for skipping the debate.
His voters are looking for authenticity. Now, like it or not, Donald Trump is authentic. He's just an authentic liar.
Without Trump, others, especially lesser-known contenders, might find a bit more political oxygen to make their pitch and get noticed.
You're going to have a serious policy discussion between the other candidates, and there's a lot of differences there.
For Vivek Ramaswamy, his rise in the polls has put him center stage, and that comes with added scrutiny, including comments he made to The Atlantic about a conspiracy theory that the U.S. government may have been involved in the 9/11 attack.
I think it is legitimate to say how many federal agents were on the planes that hit the Twin Towers. Like, I think we want it. Maybe the answer is 0. Probably is 0, for all I know, right? I have no reason to think it was anything other than 0.
On Tuesday, he was asked to clarify.
Do you think there were federal agents on planes on September 11th?
Of course not. While Trump won't be here in Milwaukee, it will not be a low-key evening for the Trump campaign. Later today, a video of a pre-recorded interview between Trump and former Fox News host Tucker Carlson will be posted online. And here in this city, Donald Trump Jr. and top Trump campaign officials will be here to mix it up and project confidence. Robert Costa, CBS News, Milwaukee.
There are other GOP candidates who won't be on the stage tonight. That's because they didn't meet the requirements. One of them, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez. In a social media post, Suarez said that he had been in touch with the Republican National Committee. Suarez says that he thought 2 polls, which have yet to report results, would confirm that he met the threshold to qualify. He added, quote, "I'm sorry that this debate will not include my perspectives from the largest growing voting bloc in our country, young conservative Hispanics." While the candidates debate in Milwaukee, Donald Trump's co-defendants are starting to turn themselves in. His lawyer is expected to meet with the Fulton County District Attorney, and Rudy Giuliani could surrender as soon as today. CBS News Miami's Nicole Killian reports.
Overnight, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office released the first mugshots of 2 of former President Trump's co-defendants in the sprawling criminal case in Georgia surrounding the alleged effort to change the state's results after President Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Scott Hall, a Georgia bail bondsman, is facing 7 counts, including conspiracy to commit election fraud. John Eastman, one of the alleged architects of the former president's strategy to use false electors, was also booked and released Tuesday.
I am confident that when the law is faithfully applied in this proceeding, all of my co-defendants and I will be fully vindicated.
So far, a dozen of the 19 co-defendants have secured bond agreements, including the former president, who has a bond set at $200,000 as he continues to deny any wrongdoing. Outside the Fulton County Jail, security is being stepped up as the sheriff warned of a hard lockdown ahead of Trump's expected arrest Thursday night. But a key member of Trump's inner circle, former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, asked for an extension to surrender, but he was rejected by the DA, who threatened to file warrants for his arrest after 12:30 p.m. Friday.
Meadows is one of 3 defendants seeking to move the case out of Fulton County to federal court. Meantime, overnight, 2 more defendants turned themselves in. They include Kathy Latham and David Schaefer, who are both accused in the false elector scheme. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Atlanta.
After the break, we bring you the very latest out of Maui as hundreds remain unaccounted for. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Now an update on the work to locate and identify victims of Maui's wildfires. Officials now say more than 1,000 people are still unaccounted for more than 2 weeks later. Lila Luciano has more on the efforts to name all of the victims.
We need family members to come forward and donate their samples.
Emergency leaders are pleading for more DNA samples from the relatives of people still unaccounted for to identify remains they found in the rubble of Lahaina.
The number of family members who are coming in to provide DNA samples is a lot lower than they've seen in other disasters. That's our concern.
Up to 1,100 people remain unaccounted for, but DNA samples have only been collected from 104 families, limiting the identification process. Jason Musgrove flew from Texas to Maui to look for his missing mom, Linda Vaikeli, and to give a DNA sample.
It's hard to get answers because nobody really knows what's happening. Until someone tells me exactly where she's at, I'm not going to stop looking for her.
Residents are also demanding answers on the breakdown in communication. As people were trying to escape the deadly fire on August 8th, Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson appeared live on the local station KITV, seemingly unaware of the severity of the crisis.
I'm happy to report that the road is open to and from Lahaina.
On Tuesday, CBS News' Jonathan Bigliotti asked him about that moment.
I wonder if you were getting real-time updates. It appeared that you were not. If not, why was that?
We had lots of information coming in. We had lots of communication that was broken down.
Do you think a lag in communication, it sounds like with MEMA, could have contributed or amplified the loss that we're seeing?
That would be a guess on my part. I can't tell you what would have or would not have changed with that information in terms of the fire. I'm going to leave that to the fire expert to determine what would have changed the outcome of this.
Part of the reason why the number of people unaccounted for is still so high at 1,100, that's down from 2,500, is because there's various lists that authorities have been working to narrow down. They're from different agencies, and how they're identifying the victims includes not just DNA, but information from relatives, loved ones, witnesses, but also cell phone technology to help pinpoint the whereabouts of victims during the fire and later. For those who survived. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Maui, Hawaii.
City of Miami Police, multiple law enforcement agencies, and Global Empowerment Mission have come together for another Maui wildfire relief drive. Today's event is taking place at the Shops at Merrick Park. No clothing or used items are being accepted, but monetary donations are being accepted. The relief drive will be at the Shops at Pembroke Gardens tomorrow. Inter Miami back on the pitch tonight. They are trying to get one step closer to winning another trophy. Inter Miami will take on FC Cincinnati in the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup. Miami will have played 6 matches in 11 days. The match gets underway at 7. If Inter Miami wins, it would advance to the final on September 27th against the winner of tonight's match between the Houston Dynamo and Salt Lake. That's your Quickcast. I'm Nasha Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.